So just to recap on some of the things we've shared in this course. So there's an emphasis on self-awareness, becoming aware, become mindful if you like, or I like to call it heartful, of what's happening in your present moment. It's like a self-diagnostic. You're scanning your system. You're scanning at the thought level, at the emotional level, at the sensation level, maybe at the energy level if you're sensitive enough to notice that. So you're scanning through your system to get in touch with the quality of your experience. It's also a way of coming deeper into our embodiment. I'm noticing who and how I am in this present moment. We've also done some work here in how to acknowledge our self-betrayal, where we project onto the screen of experience what we imagined is happening, and this realization that perhaps what we imagined is happening was our projection from the past, wishes and wants, and it wasn't there. And this can be quite confronting, to confront the reality that we were projecting and wishing and investing in something that was not in resonance with the other person. So it's like acknowledging that process and recognizing we can breathe into it and we can release it, and that's part of the moving on process. Okay, I created and invented that. I choose to be more present and direct in what it is that I'm asking in connection, in relationship. So the more we get to know ourselves, the less we superimpose onto the other unconsciously. And then we get more into the real present relationship where we can co-create together instead of projecting hidden needs, wants and agendas from the past. So that's a big part of this work. There's also moving the actual energy, the shaking, the pulsing, the tapping, the sounding, to actually get the energy moving through the body. That's really important. And of course, you can take that a stage further into like dance. Just get some music on, just dance it out, breathe it, be somatic, let the energy loose, let it express. Because a lot of this pain that we feel is unexpressed energy. It was too overwhelming, it was too painful, so we didn't have the resources to express this. So what we've been doing in this course is building the resources of awareness, of breathing, of shaking, of understanding, of knowing, of feeling, building our resourcefulness so we have more capacity to face the more difficult, challenging moments in our life. So we can meet it more and more in real time, without running away, without escaping, without hiding, without overreacting. We can learn to stay steady in our presence as situations are happening. This is part of the training, is enabling us to get more and more present. But to do that, we also need some skill, and this skill is the resources that we're learning. So please, please, please practice the things you're hearing in this course. Practice them often, so they become part of your natural, high-level life habits. They're good, nourishing life habits that serve you in the self-expression of your being, feeling, emotion, identity. It's really important. So essentially what we're doing here is we're learning to express ourselves, and the writing process as well is having a more intimate dialogue with parts of ourselves that have been lost or forgotten or hidden or buried, and we're allowing them to speak, and with loving compassion and presence we're listening to them. So this is part of our self-compassionate process of listening to different parts of us that we have been hiding from, or been hiding from us in the light of day. So I wish you well. I wish you well in your life and in what's next for you. And in this wish is to continue to cultivate these resources, these energies, these skills, so we get more and more present in ourselves and the relationship with ourselves, which is our primary relationship. And we start to address some of these wounded places inside of us. And we also start to get really clear and to notice. So if we see the cracks in the ice, we communicate those so it doesn't get to the state of betrayal. So you notice what's actually happening in real-time communication. And we start to be honest with ourselves and with others, more transparent, more available, more real, more authentic, more natural. Because we are more in touch with ourselves, not as an idea, not as an imagination, but as a really felt sensed presence. Felt sensed presence. Yeah, it's like I am here, I am now, I am in, I am myself. And as we start to live more from that center, of I am here. This is how we move on with consciousness. We can allow the betrayal, the breaking, to initiate us into a new level of being where we become more conscious, more available to ourselves, more loving and compassionate with ourselves, more healing inside ourselves. And this is going to create a different resonance for us, which will attract different people into our lives who are an equal match to that. And we will start to recognize that matching because we are more in touch with our own vibration, energy, and presence. So the connections we have with people become more embodied, more felt, more feeling, more knowing, instead of this kind of image projection of hopefulness or a belief system of what they should or shouldn't be, which is like a mental projection of how the relationship could be. So by turning in, feeling, getting present, getting centered, we become more meditative, more aware, more open, more loving, more generous, more available. And this is really the key to all of this, is that the life experience, painful as it may be, not undermining the pain, because the pain, the trauma, the challenge, the distress is real. This is really painful inside our body. Learning how to be with the challenge, how to repair inside ourselves, how to move on in a healthy way, how to build our resources and get more conscious and clear and present, means that we're evolving through this. So it's not a failure, it's not a waste, it's not a loss. We're actually riding on it to learn more about ourselves and the life experience, and to get more conscious and present and radiant and vital in our own state of being. So I want to thank you very, very much for listening and for being with me during this journey, and wish you all the best in your life. And if you'd like to give some feedback, send a message. I'll leave you an email address. Let me know how it's going with you and how your process is unfolding. So, with lots of respect and kindness and love from me, Guy, to you. Thank you.